everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Amanda Ostrander. I am a teacher-turned-homeschool mom, and this is Raising A to Z, a place where we talk about all things homeschooling. And today I am going to be doing a review all about the All About Reading program. All About Reading. It is a really great, solid reading program. It is secular. I think it's a Christian-owned company, but it is a secular program, which is nice. It is a structured literacy-based literacy program, meaning that it is focused on phonics and teaching structure, direct instruction about literacy, letter sounds, grammar. That is the focus. It is structured. It is awesome. I originally purchased this for Alexie. Alexie, I got it for her. She did the first, I want to say 4 lessons. And then it was like reading clicked and she took off. That's not to say that was because of this program. Some kids just, when it clicks and they're gone. So we never actually finished it. So when I was working with Zoe, I was noticing that she struggles with letter sounds and stuff a lot more than Alexie ever did. So I was like, what am I going to do? And then I remembered I had this, it was only 2 years old. It was almost complete. So we pulled this out and we've been using this with her all year. Not all year, probably since about end of October, early November. So we've been working on this program with her and I am seeing the progress and I'm seeing why it is such a highly recommended, highly popular program for getting your kids to read. So yeah, today I'm going to go through it and show you exactly what's included in the program and how it all works, because that's half the battle, right? Trying to figure out how to use the All About Reading program. But before we get into what this program looks like on the inside, I want to let you know that if you are new to homeschooling and you're just getting started and you're trying to figure out how to get started, I wrote the guide for that. When I started homeschooling, there was no guide. You were kind of like left to your own. Hopefully you found the right information, you researched the right things and found the right people. But I figured that's not everyone has that ability or that are lucky enough to know the right people. And I just want to make it easy. So I wrote the how-to guide. This book will walk you step by step how to get started, how to start your journey, how to consider different approaches, what you might want to purchase, what you might want to include in your schedule, how to build a schedule, figuring out your why. It's got everything you need to get you started on your right path and so that you can build a homeschooling journey that is right for your family. So if you're looking for this, I will put a link down below. It is available on Amazon. So what does this program look like on the inside? How does it work? Let me show you. First off, you get a lot of stuff in the All About Reading program. You get a lot of stuff, okay? So it is a more expensive program. I am not going to lie. I believe the full program is just over $200 Canadian. I think it's $227. The full program with everything that you get. That also being said, you are getting a teacher manual, a student manual. This level 1 includes 3 hard-covered readers and a whole bunch of flashcards. I think it also came with some magnets. I don't let Zoe have the magnets, so she would lose them in a heartbeat and we would never actually get the activities done. But you get a lot, okay? And that's good because you have a lot of options. So let me start off by going through what everything does. Because like I said, it is a lot that comes with the book, but it's all connected, which is great. Okay, so the first thing you get is your teacher's manual, okay? Your teacher's manual, it is exactly what it is. It is a very detailed instruction book on what to teach. So for example, we're on lesson 14. So that's where we're going to start off today. So on lesson 14, it says, here's your objectives. This is everything you're going to do in lesson 14. Now, the one thing that is a little bit confusing is that you do not necessarily have to complete a lesson a day. You can take as long as you need to complete a lesson. So sometimes a lesson will take you 2 days, 3 days, maybe a week. So you're kind of working at your kid's pace, but by the end of your lesson, you will have done all these things. So it tells you beginning what we're focusing on. This lesson teaches words containing the letter E. Boom. It tells you what you need. So you're going to go into your word card box here. You have to get your own box, but you're getting your phonogram card, 24. You're going to get words cards number 63 to 72. And you're going to get the workbooks pages in here by the end of your lesson. That's what you're going to do. Here's what you're going to be beginning with. Here's exactly what you do. It is a very step-by-step program that if you have no idea how to get kids to read, if you have no educational training, like I'm a teacher, former teacher. I have some educational training. If you don't have any educational training, you are going to be walked through exactly what to do. Okay? This is your preview. This is your lessons. It's going to go. You're going to tells you what to do. Today, we're going to review these ones. You're going to review those ones. We're going to do the new sounds. Here it is. Here's what we're going to be doing. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's the sounds we're going to do. It walks you through exactly what to do. And so you might get to the end of this and say you're done. And that's okay. Then the next thing you would do is do 20 minutes of reading. It says 20 minutes of reading. So I would let's say today you did all of this. You would stop and do 20 minutes of reading. Then you're going to move on and do this section. And then you might stop and do 20 minutes of reading. Then you're going to move on and do the next section. Stop, do 20 minutes of reading. And so by the time you're done, this is what you have practiced. And it'll tell you exactly what you're going to be doing. Which, like I said, if you have no educational background and you're like, I need something that's going to walk me step by step what to do, this does it. Because you're using the letter tiles, because you're using your flashcards, there are work pages, there are readers, you're using a variety of different methods to get to the same point, but we're still focusing on really solid, well-studied ways of learning. And we're still focused on studying phonics, letter sounds, and getting those down. So that's your teacher manual. It basically walks you through. And this particular lesson doesn't have a story. But for example, the next one says, read The Gum and the Sad Hog. That would be, it tells you exactly what story in what book to read. It's great. All right, so let's use this as an example because this went on. So you're going to do, it's recommending pages 79 to 84. All right, so page 79 to 84. You have this activity here where you have these little monkeys and you have your bananas. You're going to cut your bananas out. You might even let your kids cut the bananas out and you're going to see which monkey they match with. That's the activity. Boom. Then you have new words. So these are words you read across. So this would be one day you would read all your words across. And the idea is that it's sometimes bringing back other words. It's introducing new words that have similar sounds that are not necessarily in your flashcards, but it's bringing in different sounds. We have phrases that we might be seeing coming up soon. So you're going to practice your phrases. And then here we have some sentences. And we're building our sentences. We have can John hop? Can John hop on his leg? We're building sentences. So that is what you would be doing in the workbooks. That is corresponding with what we're doing with our letters. So let's see if I can find our letters. So it's saying we need card, what was it, 24. 24. So we're going to be working with the letter E. That's our phonograph card. It has a little hand because it's one of our vowels, A, E, I, O, U, right? So we know that it has different sounds. Then we're also using word card 63 to 72. And right on the card, if you're like, how are you seeing what cards to pull out? It tells you directly on the card. This card is for lesson 17, phonogram card 24. Boom, it's for level 1. It's like everything's built right into the card. And it does have stuff on the back. For lesson 17, you have your different sounds. And then it says, oh, it's going to come back in lesson 48 when we're learning the different sounds. Okay. So we're looking, like the card has so much information on it as well. So then we're also going to pull cards, like it says in the book here. And like you can prep all this. It doesn't take long. We're pulling word card 63 to 72. So I just pulled one card out. This is card 70. It is from lesson 14, word card 70. And it has the word red. And it has rose is red. And sometimes if it's a word, like this is an old card, where it has a different spelling. So like you can have red like this. You can also have red like I read a book where we'd have a different spelling. That's why they've included a sentence. If it's a standard word that like there is only one word for it, like a bed, you only have one. But they're bringing in the rose is red as a just so the kids know that we have another word where it sounds the same, but it has a different spelling. And so you pull these cards and you're going to show how the letter works in each of the words. You're going to practice the words and you're doing some sight cards. You're shuffling your cards and you're going to bring your cards up. And the nice thing is when they master the word, you kind of like graduate it. It goes into like another section. But if they have a word that has a particularly difficult sound for them, or it's just a word they're struggling with, you can leave it in. So for example, Zoe currently has the word has. Zoe has a hard time with H sounds. She always thinks it's a different letter. And so she is still working on this word. That's okay. It's in her pile of cards here. So she's going to have different cards that come up and she's going to practice reading them. The nice thing about it, the reason why this program is so nice, is all those words that they have practiced and been working on are going to be the words that are in their readers. So when it says we're going to work on the story, we're going to read a story, most of the words that we've been working on are going to be in the story. And if there's words in the story that we have not worked on, they're going to be words that follow letters and sounds we've already learned so the kids can actually break the word down. So let's go through Kip the pup. So this is the story Zoe's going to be working on this week. Kip the pup. Kip is a pup. Yup, yup, yup. Kip sat in the sun. Sat, sun, yup, pup. Those are all words that she's done. It repeats. The pup. She's done the word the. She's done pup. She's done and is. Got and hot. Those are words that she's done. Had is a word she's done. So most of the words are words they've already figured out. They've already practiced. They've already learned. They've already either mastered or very close to mastering. So they have some ability to get through most of it. And then when we're getting into, we have sat. So Kip is a new word, but it's being repeated a lot. So we'll pick it up. Sat is a word we've done. In the sight word. Hut. We haven't done hut. Hut is a new word, but it includes sounds that we've already done. We've already done an H sound. We've already introduced the U sound, and now we're doing the T sound. And so those three sounds have already been introduced. A kid, because they've already practiced those sounds, can break that word down. They understand t. They can work on that and break it down. That is one of the nice things, is that we're not introducing words and sounds that the kids haven't learned or focused on yet. So it feels a little bit like a victory because they are actually able to be successful because they're not encountering words that they haven't learned or sounds they haven't learned necessarily that are going to make it too difficult for them. So that is one of the nice things about the All About Reading program, is that it is very structured. It is breaking things down, and it includes all kinds of activities. So like, it doesn't include the box. Sorry guys, but I picked this up at the dollar store. But it does include, I don't want to lose my spot, all the little cards, all the little dividers. So you can see this here. I have my words to review cards. It has the words mastered, words for future lessons. So these are all the cards that are just like waiting to be used. These are the cards that she's already learned. These are the cards we're currently working on. Does the same thing with the yellow phonogram cards. Working on, already learned, will be using in the future. And it does bring in a lot of different elements. So this is one of the things that was in the workbook that you take out the pages, you cut it up, and you're making flip books. There are quite a few flip books in this program. So we have the ig sound, fig, rig, big, dig, jig. It's such a really nice structured program that there's lots of different activities. There's lots of different ways to learn, and it's incorporating, like I said, a huge use of phonics and direct instruction on how sounds work, which is a whole thing. I have a whole video about balanced literacy versus structured literacy, which this program is. It's structured literacy. I'll put a link for it below, but it's just a really solid program. Now, the thing that throws people off is that there's only a level 1, 2, 3, and that is okay. level 1, 2, 3, you can totally do that. After, I think they recommend that at level 3, you can introduce the All About Spelling program if that's something you want to do. I don't know if we would personally do the All About Spelling. I know some people who have kids who struggle with spelling. It is a great help for them. We'll see. We're not at that point yet with Zoe, and Alexie is taken off with reading and spelling, and she's great. I will say, because it is so expensive, I do not recommend buying multiple kits at a time. I know some people are like, oh, well, I'm just going to buy all 3 of them. They are quite expensive. And like I said, a lot of kids they reach a point where things click. And like I had with Alexie, we were only a few lessons in and it clicked. And luckily I had a younger kid who needed it. We were able to use it. But you would not want to definitely have like 2 or 3 years of the program and only get through 1 year. It is a very solid program though. So if you have a kid who is struggling with reading, this might be a really great option for you. And because it's only level 1, 2, 3 and not like grade 1, 2, 3 or whatever, you're not necessarily dealing with the same stigma that some kids might have, like where like, oh, I'm back to reading level 1, grade 1. No, it's just 3 levels. There's only 3 levels. And then after 3 levels, you would know how to read. So I think it's a great program. Like I said, it's very expensive. It is a program I recommend to a lot of my coaching clients because of the phonics base of it. It's just such a solid program. It's so direct. And you're just getting so much out of it. Like I said, I do understand it's expensive. Well aware. But it is, if you have a kid who's struggling, this might be a great option for you. And if you have a kid who is just learning sound and is just starting to read and is just not necessarily feeling very successful with the reading, this might be an option because it's building success and it's building on completion rather than just hoping they get the sounds. So that is all about reading. It is a great program. I highly recommend it. You can buy it from their website or you can buy it from thelearninghouse.ca if you're in Canada. We are currently working on level 1. I don't know how long level 1 will take us. That's the other nice thing is like, you're going at your own pace. So like, how many lessons? There's 53 lessons, which is more than if you did 1 a week, it's more than a year. So when we get through this, we'll see where we stand and how successful we are and if reading has clicked. And then possibly get the next level up if we need it. If we don't, then we'll move on. But that is the nice thing is that you are not like locked into a program like this. So that is all about reading. It is a great program. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I recommend it to a lot of my coaching clients. I will be doing some more reviews of curriculum coming up in the next couple weeks. And I will also be doing a big Q&A video. So if you have any questions you've been dying to ask me, leave a comment down below. And you might just see it in our video coming up in early April. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell, consider becoming a member, and make sure you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next week.